What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? I want to start this off by saying I'm getting into this streaming business, and I probably should have did this 8 years ago, but I got fired. I'm just gonna cut right into it. I got fired from my job this past Friday, and the toughest thing about that whole ordeal is that I vocalized to the people that hired me. I said, this is the kind of guy that I am. I'm a quiet guy. I stay to myself. I'm not trying to seek attention or seek multiple friendships or quote unquote kissing ass. But the thing is, I have a hard pass in terms of people mistreating me or people turning their back on me or taking advantage of my kindness. That sometimes my positivity doesn't spark up as quickly as it need to. And that was the first time. I'm 36 right now. That was the first time in my life where I lost a job because I could not shake my past. That was the first time that ever happened. And the job, I do ABA therapy with kids. And when you do that, you have to have a certain level of pizzazz, animation. Like for me, I feel like I can make kids laugh. But if you want me to be giggity giggity googity goo, I can give you spurts of that. But can I do it for a full 6 hours? Probably not. But that's a story within itself. I'll touch on it in another video. But this particular video was basically my introduction. That you can go through so much. And regardless of how much success you've had in your life, you still remember those things. And people will be cliche and say, oh man, just let it go, give it to God, or, just leave the past behind. Stuff like that is pretty easy to say. It's very easy to say. I mean, in some instances, maybe I can. But I always have that fear of giving my all and it's not being reciprocated. It's not being appreciated. Or people will take advantage of that and they'll let you go and they'll cut ties with you. I've dealt with that so many times. Because in reality, I'm not a big people's person. In reality, I probably hate working for other people. Most likely. Because it's just, I've been in a situation where I've hired people. And when I've hired people, I really try to get to know them. And I really try to look out for their best interest. And me being that kind of person, I understand how important it is to be personable with people. I feel like that really makes you a good leader in a sense. And I understand that people operate differently. But to go back to the past, that really came and bit me in this situation because I was so afraid to be vulnerable. I was so afraid to give it 1,000% around my peers because I was afraid of how they may be judging me, or how they may think of me. And in reality, I most likely shouldn't have been that way. But sometimes, regardless of how old you get, the past just makes its way into your psyche. And in that moment, I most likely felt mentally weak because I couldn't fight it. It's like it just keeps coming. And sometimes I win. A lot of times I win. But then there's sometimes you get exhausted. There's sometimes you get exhausted and not feeling appreciated. You get exhausted and not, it's something that's missing. And I remember I came home and I cried like hell from that frustration, from that anger that I allowed the past to get into my mind, and I allowed the past to pretty much ruin a good opportunity that I had. I was angry about that because those people that may have made me feel that way or may have mistreated me, they're still going on with their life. For me, I had to hold myself accountable because as a kid, I was a class clown. As a kid, I wanted to make other people laugh. As a kid, I always put other people's interests before mine. And we can talk about role models or lack thereof. We can do that in a different video. But I just wanted to get this video out because there may be people that may understand where I'm coming from. This isn't a cry for help. This definitely isn't a cry for help. This isn't I got fired, the GoFundMe is in the link below. This is not one of those situations, but I just feel like I have a story to tell, and I'm sure a lot of people have a story to tell. So let's share our story, because I'm gonna do this. Y'all have a good night.